Tonight, a Seattle student's funeral, family and friends' reactions. More on the mysterious missing plane which has been gone for over 100 days, and the hidden cash craze hits New York. These stories and more. Pirate News Network starts right now.
From the School of Communication Studio at East Carolina University, this is Pirate News Network.
Hi, I'm Rochelle Batista, and here are tonight's top stories. Family and friends held a memorial service for the teenager who was shot on the campus of Seattle Pacific University. The service was held in Paul Lee's hometown of Beaverton, Oregon. Joel Iwanaga reports.
Paul Lee, 19, was shot and killed on June 5th, 2014.
Through music,
prayer by prayer, day by day,
through faith,
we see the impact Paul had on everybody.
To know Paul Lee was to love his gentle heart. In his short 19 years, he brought color into people's lives through humor, kindness, and selfless generosity, not to mention his huge appetite.
He had no shame in eating a lot, in all the leftovers, and he also had no shame in showing all the love that he had. Paul had a heart that was meant to give.
Lee was shot and killed at Seattle Pacific University on June 5th, where he was a freshman. The alleged gunman, 26-year-old Aaron Ibarra, is in custody. Lee grew up in the Bethany neighborhood of Beaverton, graduating just last year from Westview High School.
The community has showed the world that despite a tragedy, we as people can come together to respond with something so beautiful and so amazing.
Paul expressed himself through dance, his close friend Ron Vincent honoring him with this performance. Just one of hundreds of lives Paul touched, whether tutoring friends in school or volunteering at the Portland Rescue Mission. Tears and laughter filling Village Baptist Church this afternoon, where Lee attended. Loved ones say not goodbye, but farewell to a life taken too soon.
If there's one thing that Paul has taught me, it is to live unconditionally, and that no matter what struggles you may be going through, love can comfort all.
Billows of love.
How well did you sleep last night? If you don't feel well rested, you may want to blame your electronic devices. Electronic devices are now with us everywhere we go, but there is good reason to keep them out of your bedroom. The National Sleep Foundation shows about 95% of Americans use an electronic device within an hour of going to sleep, and many children have at least one such device in their bedrooms. But the light and noise from these devices can disrupt your sleep by tricking your body into thinking it's daytime and stopping it from producing a hormone that helps you sleep. So what do? Try an electronic curfew. 1 hour before bed, remove or turn off all electronic devices in the bedroom. If you have a television, most now have timers that automatically turn off the screen at a chosen time. Today marks 100 days since Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 disappeared, and there's still no trace of the Boeing 777 or the 239 people on board. Angus Houston, who heads the Australian search efforts for the plane, spoke last week about the search for the plane.
It's going to take a lot of time, and nothing happens fast underwater. We're going to be searching at very slow speeds, and that's just a reality of the environment that we're working in. I have to say that with modern technology, I think the chances of finding it are much higher than they would have been 20, 30 years ago.
Grieving family members gathered in Beijing to mark the 100 days since the plane's disappearance with prayers. Flight 370 took off from Kuala Lumpur in March but never reached its destination of Beijing. This week's weather, we can expect some warm weather along with a few scattered thunderstorms. Wednesday, we have a high of 94 with a chance of storms developing later in the day. Thursday, we can expect rain and a high of 84. And Friday, with a 40% chance of rain with a high of 87. Upper 80s and rains in the evening for your weekends. General Motors is announcing a recall involving another ignition switch problem. This time, the recall is for 512,000 Camaros with model years from 2010 to 2014. GM says the design of the car's ignition key and the attached fob makes it susceptible to being bumped out of the run position. According to the automaker, the problem is different than the ignition switch problem involving the recall of 2.6 million other cars. That problem requires the ignition switch itself be replaced. while this latest recall just requires issuing a new key and fob. New Yorkers flocked to Central Park on Saturday as the hidden cash craze hit the Big Apple. Few of them were lucky enough to find $50 in cash stuffed inside the envelopes. The hidden cash craze started as an anonymous act of giving in the San Francisco Bay Area. It has since spread all over the country. From Houston to Chicago to Las Vegas to Jacksonville, Florida, a California real estate investor has been hiding envelopes of cash in public places. He posts the clues to finding the envelopes on his Twitter page. Next month, he plans to take the giveaway to Paris, London, and Madrid. Tomorrow, join us for the latest happenings in Syria, along with Team USA's progress in the World Cup. Thank you for joining us on PNN's 5 at 5.